Hi guys, this is Twix Briar Stables, and as promised, I was going to make a Breyerfest tips video because a week from today, I will be leaving for Breyerfest, and a week from tomorrow, Breyerfest starts. So I've asked for some questions on my Facebook page, and I've gotten a couple questions, and I'm going to add some of my own, so those who are new to Breyerfest this year can get a good idea of what happens, and what to bring, and all that good stuff. So the first question I'm going to answer right now is what you should pack to wear at Breyerfest. Well, the weather varies quite a bit at Breyerfest. Like last year it was super hot, so I would say bring a little bit of everything. I'd bring like a hoodie or two, t-shirts, jeans, and shorts, just in case it's a little cooler on some days, a little hotter on some other days. Just a variety of stuff because you never know. Because I checked the weather a couple days ago and it said it was going to be rainy Breyerfest weekend. And I checked it today and it said it was going to be partly cloudy and hotter. So, I don't know. Just bring a variety of different clothes. I get the question a lot, how much money should you bring to Breyerfest? And that's a really good question. But I guess it all depends on what you like to collect and what brand you like to collect, what scale. It just all depends. Like last year I kind of went all out at Breyerfest because it was the first one that I actually knew what I was doing for the most part, because that was my second Breyerfest. And I spent almost $1,000 at Breyerfest. This year I won't be spending nearly as much because I got most of the Breyers that I really wanted out of the way. But if you're a big Peter Stone collector, it's going to cost you more to buy Peter Stones rather than Breyers, because Breyers are like half the price of a nice Peter Stone. So it all depends on how much you have saved. I'd say a couple hundred at the minimum, and the maximum, there's no maximum. People want to know what is the Clarion and what happens at the Clarion. The Clarion is a hotel that a lot of model horse people meet at, and tons of people stay at. They book it a year in advance. And it's basically on the outskirts of Lexington. It's very easy to find if you just type in the address. It'll be really easy to get to from, I believe, the interstate. I don't know which interstate it is. Basically, during Breyerfest weekend, all they do is room sales, which they open up the doors to their rooms and they sell stuff out of the rooms. And it's almost always model horses, and that's where Peter Stone and Breyer host some events and stuff. So yeah, that's what happens with the Clarion. Another question I got was about the Breyerfest special run line, and this was a question I asked a lot last year because I had no idea what I was doing, and some kind person, I don't remember who it was, told me exactly what happens. Okay, so basically you get your tickets in the mail, and you get the special run ticket, and there's a number on that, and that's where you stand in line. You want to be in line about 15 to 30 minutes before the time says on there, because there's an hour time space for your special run tickets, and I recommend being a half hour there early just in case, until you get your spot and you're not really confused and you can ask for help and you have time to ask for help. But you stand in that spot in your line, and then they call a number, and that's how you figure out your spot. So say the number is 2. So if you're number 5, the line starts at 2. So it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're in the 5th place. But if you're number 1, you're the end of the line. You're the complete end of the line. And when you go in, basically they just lead you in. It's over by the Breyer store. And there's just a couple tables set up. And there's a person for each different special run model they have. And they mark your ticket. And you can get 2 special runs with your ticket. And they just mark your ticket when you pick one up. So you can't get more than 2. But it's just really simple after that. It's not really crazy. It's crazy finding the line, like where you're at in the line, and they hold up signs after so many numbers. But after that, it's pretty easy. I've had a question about where to keep your models when you're at the park and or at the Clarion. And at the park, I've asked a couple people about this because I was curious as well. OF models do not really melt unless like in direct sunlight for a long period of time. So if you carry around in a bag, or like bubble wrapped in a bag or something, they should be completely fine, because you'll be walking around and going in and out of buildings and different things like that. At the Clarion, I would not recommend bringing your models around and around and around. Or if you do, keep them in a bag, something that's close to you, something that no one can steal models out of. And I've had another question about, like, if you should keep them in the car, at the hotel. I always say keep them at the hotel if you've already purchased them, if you have the chance to keep them at the hotel, just because you don't want them to get in the car and have them actually melt, because cars get like 10 to 20 degrees hotter than it is outside, and if it's like 80 or 90 degrees, it's going to be like 100 or 110 degrees in that vehicle. And you don't want that to happen, because melted models are not fun. And especially if it's a really expensive Breyer or Peter Stone, you do not want them to melt. Not absolutely one bit. And how do I usually pack my models was a question I got asked. I always bring a couple big Tupperware plastic containers, storage containers, and I bring a huge roll of bubble wrap with me to Breyerfest, because some people at Clarion, they don't like to give you bubble wrap because, I don't know why, but if you purchase a model, they sometimes don't give you a bubble wrap or a bag, so I always bring my own just in case, and I basically just pack them like I do for a live show. That's about it, and just make sure they're in an air-conditioned part of your car on the way home, so they don't get melted or stick to the bubble wrap, because bubble wrap would be a complete mess if it melted on a Breyer or Peter Stone. So, if you have any more questions, feel free to comment or ask me on my Facebook page. I try to cover the most topics that aren't really talked about that much about Breyerfest. And to end this video, I'd like to show you guys this custom. I've been trying to sell them for probably a week now. It's a custom by Betty McSparran. This is her first custom ever. And she's a live show friend of mine. She gave me the okay to sell him. But I've tried live showing him and I can see some flaws. So I'd say it's PSQ. He's a really gorgeous custom. Really, really gorgeous. And if you have any questions about buying him or anything, please let me know. PM me if you want to know the price or anything. I know at the live show, there was like some ear rubs for some reason, so I tried to go over them with the pen a little bit, just to make them more discreet. But he's absolutely gorgeous. He's more of a shelf horse. But if you're interested, please let me know. And I can bring it to Breyerfest and deliver it at the Clarion, or deliver it at Breyerfest. But another thing I recommend, do not carry customs around outside if you are at Breyerfest and walking around or anything. Because customs, they will melt a lot faster than the OF plastics. And customs, they're a lot more expensive. So do not carry them around with you if you have the opportunity to leave them somewhere, like at the hotel. Do not leave them in your car. They'll stick just like the OFs will. So yeah. I hope this helped you guys, and if you have any more questions, please PM me, comment below, Facebook me. My Facebook is facebook.com/TwixBreyerStables. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.